In this video, you will learn how to set up your first DocuSign template. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Sofian here. I'm a DocuSign expert who helps businesses implement digital signature and workflow automations. And today you will learn how to set up your first DocuSign template. Before I walk you through on the computer step by step, you need to understand the difference between a static and a dynamic document. That is going to determine how you're building and using your template moving forward. A customer application form, for example, would most likely always be a static document because no matter who the customer is, every customer will be filling out the same application form. A letter of offer that a HR manager will be sending out to new candidates would be a dynamic document. Dynamic documents contain information specific to the actual person who's filling them out. In today's lesson, we'll start with a static document template. So here is the agreement that we are going to use as the example in this lesson. That's a car rental application form. We work for a company called ABC Rental, and our company wants all customers to fill out this form. The manager of ABC Rental needs to sign as well, and we do want that form to be received by the accounts team so that they know that they can send the actual invoice to the customer. All right, so now let's see how that works in DocuSign. Go to your DocuSign account, and from the home page, click on Template. Now you want to select New and Create Template. The first step is to give a name to our template, so we're just going to call this one a car rental application form. Second step is to upload your form, or forms. You can place as many as you want in the template. And the third step is to add the recipient. So this is pretty much the same as when you're sending an envelope to someone. However, you can see that there is an extra field which is called role. And the reason we've got a role field is because we don't necessarily need to include a name and email for all our recipients. Let me explain. For example, our customers, we don't know who they're going to be yet. So what you can do instead of putting a name and email is just to put a placeholder and just enter customer, for example. And I'm going to set a signing order because I want the customer to sign first. The action needs to sign is correct. So I can go ahead and add the second recipient. I already do know who within ABC Rental will be filling this out, so I don't need to enter a role. I can just enter the name and email. I will play the role of the manager at ABC Rental. So I'm just going to add myself. The action needs to sign is correct as well. I can add my third recipient. I did tell you that I wanted my accounts team to receive a copy of the envelope so that they know when they can start sending the invoice to customers. So I can just go ahead and type accounts team. And I'm just going to change this to a receive the copy role. The next step is to customize the email subject and message for our recipients. And I'm going to go a bit further by showing you how to make this even more efficient. So let's just tick that box here. You can see that the first message is the one that's going to be sent to the customer. So I just want them to see, please DocuSign your car rental application. And a little thank you message. For myself, being the manager at ABC Rental, I do want to be able to see who I'm about to countersign the application of without clicking on the link, without opening the actual envelope that DocuSign will send to my inbox. So what I can do is go ahead and insert a merge field, and I want to insert the customer's name. And so DocuSign will automatically merge the name that I'm going to enter here when I send the actual envelope and include it in the email subject, so it's easier for me to understand who I'm about to countersign the application of. And I've also changed the wording just slightly. And for our accounts team, I've also changed that wording slightly. Now let's just go next. And so here's the final step. So let's just add the client's first name. We want to change this to first name here, and I want to do the same thing for last name. For telephone, I'm going to use a text box. And for email, I've already got an email merge field. Now for the zip code, I can add a 4-digit character limit, and I want to force recipients to only enter numbers. So now for the state, I suggest you use a drop down. And to create the list of states, just click on values and series. And here what you want to do is enter all the different states and separate them by a semicolon like this. And what you want to do is just copy that and paste it here, and then you can save. So here we've got our 2 states, and don't forget to save the field as custom field by using this button here. So you can just drag it over next time from the left hand side without needing to recreate your field from scratch, and give it a name. So drop down US state, for example, and then you can just click on save. You'll just find it by clicking on custom field here on the left, and you can just drag it on your document. Now the next field we need for the license number is a text box. And if we assume that all license numbers contain 10 characters and are only made up of numbers, I can add the validation here. And for the year the license was obtained, it's a text box as well. And make sure you select numbers, and you want to give this a 4-character limit. Now here we've got a single choice option, so I'm going to use a radio button. And just under we've got if yes, explain why. So that needs a text box. But I only want to trigger this text box if the option yes was selected. So I'm going to click on what I want the trigger to be and give a name to our first radio button. That's a yes. I can also give a name to the second one, but I'm not going to use it, so it doesn't really matter. And then I can click on conditional field and create the rule. So if I select yes and then click on the text box, that text box will only appear when the actual user selects yes. Now I can click on done. And if you want to check that this is working, you can click on recipient preview. So if I select yes, the box should appear just here. And if I select no, it should disappear. Great, it's working. Let's finish the template. Please attach your driver's license. I'm going to use an attachment field for this one. Finally, for the acceptance part, I need a name, date, and signature. Customer name, date, and the signature. And I need the same field for ABC Rentals Manager, so I'm just going to copy them by using Ctrl D, place them in the right spot, and change the ownership of the field on the right hand side. Okay, so it's pretty much done. Now the last thing that I want to do is to make sure that all my fields are aligned because I have OCD. Okay, so for the first and last name field, I can see that the first name is a bit above the last name one. So I want to move the last name field to the same line as the first name field. So I need to align those to the top. So let's click on top alignment here. You've got bottom, right, and left. So let's choose top. Let's do the same for all the other fields. You want to get the word text when using text boxes as close as you can to the actual line, because this is exactly where the characters will print on the page. What you don't want to do is this. Because what will happen is you will have your actual wording just right here, leaving too much space between the actual word and the border of the cell. Now let's take care of the vertical alignment. So you can select all the fields and align them to the left. And if you want to be more precise, let's just say you want to move them slightly to the right. Instead of using your mouse, make sure you use the keyboard because it's much more precise. Let's do the same thing here. And for those two. And those two. Save and close. Great, so now let's see how we can use the template and count the actual amount of clicks that are required for us to send the envelope. So 1 click to click on template, then locate the template you want to send and select use, enter the customer details, and 3, click send. And there you go, we've just sent an envelope in 3 clicks. Great, so you can now go ahead on your own and create your first DocuSign template. I suggest that you start by creating a DocuSign sandbox account. And to do this, just go to developer.docusign.com and click on create sandbox. Sandbox works exactly like a normal DocuSign account, but it's totally free to send envelopes. They'll just be watermark on the envelopes that you're sending. It's a great way to test your DocuSign setup before you actually go live. And the cool thing is that you can actually register using the same email and password than the one you're using for your paid or trial DocuSign account. In the next lesson, you will learn how to create dynamic document templates. If you need any help with this, use the link in the description below to book a free 30-minute call with me, and we can discuss your setup and my consulting options. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you learned something today. If that's the case, give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I would love to know what that was. I'll see you in the next lesson.